Maybe the thing is like trying to find, I don't know. Like,
I don't know, like I feel like my whole thing is like just hyping people up and be like, watch GaryVee. Like I just keep directing everyone to his YouTube channel.
How many people do you like the podcast with now regularly, like routinely? I was the first person, right?
Yes, you were the first person. I have had about 7 to 8 people.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and the thing is that I hit up almost 50 to 60 people, and because of the time difference, now what's getting annoying is like literally I was speaking with people who were in Korea, and because of the time difference, every person is in a different place. So I have to calculate and suggest them their time, then think of what time it's gonna be for me, then write it on my Google Calendar, right? And then I'm like, I'm set for a week. And then when the week comes, there are people who like just cancel out of nowhere. And because of that, I missed the other. Like it's you can't just tell people that let's do a podcast tomorrow. You have to tell them like let's do it 5 days from now, because like they don't know you, right? So they need some time to like just even mentally prepare themselves. There was this person from Taiwan and London and fucking South Korea, and I had all of them lined up, but fucking nothing worked out. And this was after already hitting up 10 people, then one person replies. And then it's scheduled, and like just a day before, just like 30 minutes before, they'll be like, I got shit to do, and I'm like, fuck. So just that whole process, it just became a little repetitive, and it really pissed me off. I know I shouldn't get pissed off, but then it just.
I know how you feel though.
It was annoying.
I definitely know, because like I've had the same problem, so I definitely, like, I got you. I definitely feel you on that.
It's so difficult now to grow. Like I'm making videos and stuff, but it's very, very discouraging because the podcasts are usually for an hour to 2. It takes 3 to 4 hours to edit them, and then to upload them it takes another 3 hours because it's like a long form of content. And I'm like, I'm putting all this work and I'm getting like 14 views. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I don't know. It's just so difficult to grow on like YouTube. So
it is.
I don't know.
But you got it though. This is the fun part. This is the grind.
I guess so. So I was thinking to kind of now start also investing my time into Instagram, because Instagram reach is very good. Like it's so easier for people to find you than on YouTube. Like for YouTube you need to like personally hustle every single viewer to your channel. But Instagram you can like just kind of get discovered through the comment section, or like just liking pics in general and shit like that.
The discover page and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You can send.
So how are things going with you in terms of like just creating content and trying to grow and all sorts of things?
I'm trying to learn how to edit videos. That's like my next thing I'm gonna do, so I can make them better, because it's still like not like where I want it to be. Instagram changed the algorithm, so like a lot of stuff's not even getting seen anymore. Like only the best, the most like liked and like commented posts get seen. So things are definitely different.
I see. You're able to figure out when the algorithm is changing and stuff?
I didn't change anything with what I was doing, but my posts were like doing way worse than they did before around this time. So I know that something's definitely changed. Actual content I post is definitely better.
Yeah.
But it's doing worse than it used to do.
It's becoming, now that I've started to kind of trying to execute things, it's becoming more and more difficult to see success in it. Like the first struggle is to be able to produce content. Now you've overcome that stage, now you're producing content. Now the next step is to like drive people to your content, which is shit. It's not happening at all. And yeah, it's been pretty cool. But I've been able to connect with some good people just through the podcast. There was this guy, Stefan, who works for Gary. He works at VNM Media and stuff. And we were just speaking, and he was friends with D-Rock. He went to college with him, and then we just spoke. And then he reminded me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, right? So I was like, fuck, like something's going in the right direction. So this is like Gary speaking about, don't count on the views you're getting, but it's more important like who is the viewer, right? So I feel like through the podcast, I don't know what I'm trying to do at this point anymore. Like I can't find a niche, but I feel like the podcast is becoming more of a journey of like just talking about shit. And like just maybe meeting the right people and just things like that. I don't know.
I think that sounds like a pretty cool podcast, though. Just like the journey of you figuring out what you're doing.
Literally, like, yeah, I mean, I guess so. It could be cool, but I mean, it's the truth, like I'm literally like, so he was like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I wish I knew. Like, all I want to know, I know that I want to work hard. I know that I want to like kind of push my limits, but there's no exact specific niche that I've been able to kind of, like, this is my thing. Like, I have no thing. So.
But yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. So one of the questions that we thought of in the podcast that went really interesting was just asking the guest, are you happy, in order to get to know them? Because I know no one, like everyone I'm speaking on the podcast is like just me speaking with them for the first time. So instead of like just asking them how old they are, where they're from, like what are they doing, I thought it was more interesting to ask them, are you happy? Because then your whole story like kind of like just unfolds. So I'm asking you, like, are you happy with where you are, what you're doing, and like just general?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Definitely happy here. It's nice, warm, and sunny. Definitely happy working, help people get in shape. Yeah, I'm happy. 100%.
That's good to know. Not a lot of people have an answer to that. So
really? They don't have an answer to that?
yeah, I mean, I never do have an answer for that. I'm like, it's an easy question, but at the same time, it's very complicated, I feel.
I guess it is very complicated.
Right? You were saying something, I cut you off.
I'm trying to think what I was going to say next. I was going to ask you a question. I guess, are you happy then?
So I answered this before, and the answer to that was yes and no. And yes, because I'm definitely grateful, and every single day I count my blessings with the kind of parents that I have, and that we have a roof over our head, and like just things. When you think about things to be grateful, you're just grateful about everything. Then you go into that whole cycle of, I have 2 hands and I have 2 eyes, and like, shit's good. But at the same time, I feel very unhappy because I don't feel fulfilled. Like, I feel like I have so much to give as a person, and I haven't been able to tap even 5% of that. So I feel very like, not empty, but just kind of empty and unfulfilled, and just like feel like I'm in a box and there's a hole inside a box, and like just shit like that. So just like these 2 things. That's my answer.
I gotcha. I understand what you're saying. You're happy but not satisfied.
Yeah. And happiness, yes, you're grateful, and I don't want to take things for granted, but you always gotta strive for more, So
100%.
and I'm like literally praying to fall in love with the process, because all this, like last time I did a podcast a week ago with an artist. Remember I told you about this guy who D Flaherty, who had this song which is really good, but it didn't have a lot of views. So I hit him up and I called him on my podcast, and he came, and then we were just having a conversation, and I was like, like let's collab, and I was just telling the whole idea that you and I discussed, and he was down for it. But this podcast happened a week ago, and I literally just edited 20% of it, which took me 2 hours. And I just left. Like, I don't leave it. Like, I would generally, if I'm done with the podcast today, I would edit it, like right now. But I just haven't been able to edit it for the whole week, because it's just so draining, like the process is not bringing happiness anymore. It's just, I'm like, how am I going to do it?
Yeah, editing podcasts suck.
Right? How long does it take you?
Oh my god, I was doing it for like hour and a half yesterday. I'm just like, oh, I have to do this again.
Yeah. Are you enjoying doing your
And now,
podcasts?
I enjoy doing them, yeah. Just editing them and like having to do anything else besides that. It's just like, like doing the podcast is fine. All the rest of stuff is like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. It's annoying as shit. This like whole podcast is like just me complaining, but it's draining as fuck. How are you finding people for your podcast?
I still don't really have the process that like figured out, but it's either like I DM them online, and so I'll DM them on Instagram, or like I'll know them in person and I'll just hit them up in person. I'm still trying to figure out what to do, like how to do it all the way.
I was thinking now for like, yes, I'm doing YouTube on the side, which is like podcasts and my little videos. But I was thinking now I wanted to do Instagram. So because we do the whole podcast thing, what I'm realizing is it's all only up on YouTube. So even people who have followers on Instagram, it doesn't really matter. But if you do it kind of directly on Instagram, which is like a collab, what we were talking about, the whole audience exchange thing, that's not kind of working out on YouTube. So I thought with every person that I'm connecting to, we should try to do like a collab video for Instagram. so we can cross promote each other on Instagram. Because I'm not seeing growth. The growth is like literally 5 people in 10 days. I want it quick. And our plan about exchanging each other's followers is a good plan, but the execution's not working on the podcast. So I thought, why not try it on Instagram? You know, like on the Instagram feed, like one video for your feed and one video for my feed. But I was just thinking of how can we do it, so I thought like I'll take your suggestion. Do you have something in mind?
I don't have anything in mind, to be honest. I haven't figured that out. That's one of the guys stuff to figure out so much stuff from my thing that I haven't even thought about how like any promotion things. It's only been like how to even get edit the video better or like edit the sound better.
Yeah.
So I don't even know.
I know it's a lot to do.
Internally focused.
I actually spoke with this same guy, right, who's a musician, and with him it was easy. I was like, I could just play his soundtrack in the background and do like a funny dance video or some shit. Like just a funny video and like just put it out. But for us, I was thinking, like we do the podcast with a split screen. Maybe we could make an Instagram video with a split screen, but what would be the content about? You would want to say something about fitness because that's the theme of your page, what it's driven by. And I have no theme, so I don't know what I could say.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, do I just yell fitness stuff at you? Like, do a squat? You know, like, I don't know what. I don't know what it would be.
I really like. I don't know. How can we collaborate? Like that is what is going to be interesting because you're so different and I'm so different. But if you make one cohesive video somehow, I think it's really gonna hit. Like that would be some direct exchange of audiences.
That would be.
Right? Instead of like expecting them to go to YouTube, like just do it on Instagram because you'll tag me and I'll tag you and they can like just tap on your profile and see you, right?
They kind of just go from there.
Yeah.
I still gotta think about that. That's a good question.
I felt like let's really brainstorm it because YouTube shit is slow as fuck. I have no patience for it. Like I'm literally putting 7 to 8 hours on a video and then it's getting 30 views. If I actually put in that much amount of time on Instagram, it would give me like better reach.
Plus, Instagram's still more popular too, so like it's definitely gonna have more reach instantly.
It's actually easier to send your own audience to YouTube instead of expecting your audience to come to my Instagram to go to my YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
It's better if you like just build an Instagram and in the long run, like you just have to put up one post, like go look at my YouTube channel and they like just come eventually.
Yeah, it's a lot of friction having to go to you.
Exactly. You just use the correct word. A lot of friction. I'm thinking like we had an idea for the banana. We could just think of something creative like that.
Got a banana on my head in the middle of the gym. It don't matter at all, bro.
That would be funny and provide value as well. Really think.
That one was so good.
Right? Yeah, it was good. But if you do something together, that would be... See, I feel like no one's doing it. It has a potential to even... I'm not saying it's going to go viral, but it has a potential to like just kind of catch people's attention, to make them go on your profile or to make them come on my profile. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, have them check it out. I don't know. What's the other person doing? Not the music guy, the other guy.
He just said that I could just use his music in a video and like just kind of tag him. And then he could post my video to his profile. And he has like 10K or some shit, so I'm chilling. But because a lot of people who don't watch GaryVee, when I'm speaking to them, I feel like I can provide so much value because I've already watched so much of his content. So because he was an artist, I just kept telling him, I was like, do this, market yourself and do this and do that. That thing whole, like, kind of like just building relationship on giving value to this other person. So I feel like I'm just getting good at that, like just literally talking to people. I'm like, you can do this.
Yeah, I definitely like hear his voice in my head. I'm like, oh, this.
Yeah.
Self-awareness.
Yeah,
so I hear his voice in my head sometimes while I hear my own voice.
Yeah, I'm like, what would Gary do? Yeah, absolutely. Do we have to think of something like quick, because I feel like it's dragging on for so long. One is hard work and one is smart work. So I'm working hard, but I gotta work smart as well.
What about I don't know, because like I don't know how to like collaborate. The collab thing is hard. Like music works so well because it's music, then it's like
Let's try to think of something with the banana, like you giving your banana, transferring it or some shit. I don't know.
I just give you through through the
Yeah,
computer.
like, okay, so if I'm sending it to you here, you can just grab it. Yeah, something like that. That's stupid, but I mean, I really don't
That's
know.
funny. We're just passing food through the thing.
Yeah. The thing is, I feel like I don't have any niche. Like, you know, if you could talk about fitness, either give advice or like just give value. What do I reciprocate with is the question, you know, like, I just don't know what's up.
Maybe the thing is like trying to find, I don't know. Like,
I don't know,
guess.
like, I feel like my whole thing is like just hyping people up and be like, watch GaryVee. Like, I just keep directing everyone to his YouTube channel. That's my thing.
You can just be GaryVee girl.
Yeah, like, I'm just like, you know, watch Gary. Like, this is not like my words, that's him. And the guy who works for him, I was telling him, like, you go watch Gary back. Because I was like, you know, he just knows what's up.
Like most of the people that you hit up didn't even know who he was.
No, almost everyone knows who he is. It's maybe like just
Okay.
literally 2 people I've spoken to. One was this musician, but he was kind of in the same context because he has these listeners, which are, even if it's like it's just a couple thousand, he's replying to everyone. He's very he has a very high engagement rate in his community. Everyone loves him. So even though he doesn't consume Gary, I felt like he would understand where he comes from once he watches him. And once we spoke about it, obviously, like, you know, as an artist, he wanted to grow and he wanted his music and shit to grow. So what I told him about Gary, and I linked him to a couple of his videos, and he watched them and he really liked them. And therefore I knew that. Because the whole podcast is kind of like, even though we're connecting as people, it's about building and it's about business. You know, it's not like just random shit. So if you don't understand Gary, like, whatever I say, like, would make 0 sense, you know? And
Yeah,
no stranger would do a podcast. You know, just because you're kind of in the whole Gary thing, you'll be open to someone saying yes to a podcast. But if you're like some random fucking person and I hit you up, you'll be like, bitch, what the fuck? You know, so... So, people who know Gary is very necessary. That's like the starting point of the conversation.
Yeah, it definitely makes it a lot easier to deal with.
Yeah, everyone's like just kind of in the same mindset, very open and nice people, because he keeps pushing on to, like, you know, be good people. So no one's mean and shit.
Yeah, no weirdos, hopefully.
No weirdos. Literally. Do we have to think of a video so we can do something? Like, so your thing grows and my thing grows, because it's pretty stagnant.
Yeah, it is. I have to go. Can we do another meeting next Sunday?
Yeah, we can do next Sunday, but let's plan up something in between. Like, let's try to brainstorm and give ourselves a date that by this date we'll come up with the idea. So we can start kind of executing by Sunday instead of waiting a whole week to think again, you know?
Let's have like 10 ideas then.
Okay, let's have 10 ideas, right? By the next Sunday? Or even like between Wednesday, we can just DM each other with ideas. So we can think of how we can film it.
By Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah? Wednesday.
By Wednesday.
10 ideas.
10 ideas, yeah.
Promise. Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Promise.
Okay. Okay, man. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. All right. Thank you. Bye.
She wanna spend the night, but she can't spend the night. She wanna be my wife, but she can't be my wife. Yeah. She said she hate when I go. She want me to stay. Wish I didn't have to leave so soon. It's too late. I'm already on the first flight out to the door. My phone doesn't work.